A man's treasure, his wealth, used to be determined by the sum total value of his clothes, like we have on here, his land, any other possessions he might have. That was called his treasure. Now today we carry our treasures on us in the form of money. So I'm going to ask that you hold that up so you can see, show everybody your treasure. Can you do that? And if you would, read the last 3 serial digits off the back, off the number right there. You'll see it on the front side. You want to hand it to this? And what's your name, by the way? Ashley and
Rita.
Rita. Rita, would you read the last 3 digits from that serial number?
74D.
74D. Now, audience, I want you to remember 74D. That way you can repeat it later when this 50 shows back up again. Yeah, when this 50. You know, I've grown very fond of my personal treasure. I like having a little bit of money in my pocket. I think you'd all agree that it's good to have plenty of cash on hand. And I think you would feel absolutely bad if anything was to happen to that 50 that you two have been entrusted with, wouldn't you? So, as an added measure of security, Ashley, I'm going to ask that you have Rita put her last or first initial boldly on either the front or the back of that bill. And then you're going to put your last initial on the same side. Be bold about it. Yep. Ashley, you put your last there. I'll take the pen. You got that? You want to show it, hold it up and see if the audience can see that she's initialed it right there. Now, I too would hate it if we would happen to lose this or someone would come along and steal it. So as an added measure of security, what we're going to do is we're going to hide that 50 in one of these security envelopes. Okay? Now what I'd like for you to do, Ashley, is fold that 50 in half, crease it, fold it in half one more time, crease it. Now if you'll give that to me, we'll cleverly hide this $50 bill in an envelope that exactly matches 2 others. Only the other 2 envelopes, they just contain a blank piece of paper, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to seal this shut. Now I need to tell you that people nowadays don't trust the insecurity of their mattress or the jar that's buried in the backyard. Typically what they'll do is they'll deposit their money in a bank or a savings and loan. We all know how secure they are, don't we? Yeah, banks can be robbed, taxes and inflation can go up, and no matter how hard you try, sometimes it's impossible to keep track of your hard-earned cash. Now, what I'd like for you to do, I'm going to reach in here and grab this pen again, the felt pen. I know it's a felt pen because I felt it in here a little while ago. Oh, there it is. Okay, now what I'd like for you to do is I want you to mark on this envelope with a big E the envelope that you believe contains the $50 bill. And maybe Ashley can help you if you need some help. Figure out which one has it. Put a big E on there. Okay, I'll take that if you put the cap on it. Yeah, my wife would appreciate that. She doesn't let me mess my shirts up. Okay, so what we've done is we've marked with a big E what you believe contains that. We'll shuffle them up just a little bit more. Now, being the good stewards that you guys are of the money that you've been entrusted with, now this isn't your bill and this isn't her bill. It belongs to somebody else. I'm going to give you one last chance to pick the envelope that you believe contains the $50 bill that you have provided us. Oh, you chose this one. Okay, that's good. Very good. Now, if you guys will stand right over here at the end of the table. Per your instructions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard these other 2 envelopes. Just like this. Now, as I'm feeding these envelopes through this paper shredder, I'm reminded of what God told us, or the Lord told us in Matthew chapter 9, verse 16, regarding our money. And what He said was, do not store your treasures on earth where moth and rust and sometimes even paper shredders destroy, or where thieves break in and steal. But they don't have to worry about this today because they have their 50 safely inside the envelope. Would you open that up, please? It's in there. We want to show them the initials on the front of the bill. All right. Wait. This trick doesn't always work. Hey, but But I am reminded of what Jesus said in verse 19. He said, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth. And you guys did put an E on that envelope for earth, didn't you? I want to thank you for helping us learn a very valuable lesson. And that is, we do not trust our riches with banks, stock markets, mere men, or even children's pastors. Yeah. Seems like moth, rust, and thieves aren't the only thing our valuables are threatened by, are they? Thank you very much. Y'all can have a seat now. Thanks for helping us with this. Well, come back over here. Maybe I should go on to explain what Jesus said in verse 20. He said, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. Where's your money at? Heaven knows. Well, I have here in my pocket, right here, a wallet. I want you to take a look at that wallet. That wallet is zipped all the way around. Can you guys verify that? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unzip this wallet, just like this right here. And inside, what we find is an envelope. Okay? Now, on the back side of this envelope, you can see that the envelope is sealed. It has a sticker on it right there like this. And on this side, we have the word heaven. That's right. That's exactly right. What Jesus was trying to tell us, that if we want to keep our earthly treasures, then we have to be willing to give it away. We shouldn't hoard it all up for ourselves, but we should be willing to spend our treasure on the cause of winning others to Christ. And when we do that, we're pushing our treasures on ahead where God will keep and protect them for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear open this envelope.
Hopefully it's in there.
Let's hope so. Can you reach down in there? What do you see?
It's it.
Oh, you want to open it up? Is your initials on there? Is it? We want to read off the last 3 digits of the serial number?
740.
74D. I think that's our bill, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. Now there's something else down in there. Can I dump that out? Would you? Can you unfold that? Now that's heaven. What is that? Okay, turn that around and show it. We have a heart with love on it there. You know, Jesus went on to say in verse 21 that where our treasure is, there will our heart be also. Yeah. And I hope that our heart is in heavenly things versus earthly things, that we can be storing away treasures that someday will never fade away, that the moth and rust will not destroy, and thieves will not break and steal. Thank you, ladies, very much for helping me today. Appreciate it.